Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today you join us for our very first podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Lewis.
I'm Mitch.
Perfect. Alright, so a little bit about who we are and what we do. Essentially, we're Sneaky Pikers Garage. We're at the moment, a very small channel. Just over 100 subscribers. We do some stuff in the garage every now and then. We've got 2 working motorized bikes at the moment. The other one that he had is gone. And
unfortunately.
It's unfortunate that it's gone, but you know, we're 3 engineering students who met in a foundation year, and we just happen to have a garage just down by
So how did we get this started then? Lewis, how did you find the garage? Because you
you found the garage.
Well, basically, I wanted to bring my car to uni, but for some reason, there's basically just no parking anywhere nearby. Like there's no streets. It's all residential permits.
And you can't even apply for uni because they unless you have work over an hour away or something.
Pretty much, yeah. So I had to just go on a website like something like find a parking space or yourparkingspace.com.
Sounds
like
about
that.
right, yeah.
And I found the garage. It's like £50 a month. I was like, I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet, pay it, but it's worked out not too bad.
That's fair. Between 3 of us, I mean, it doesn't work out too bad.
At the start it was just you, but now it's all 3 of us chipping in, so it's very good price.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of storage and.
So I mean, the one thing that we don't have is mains electricity.
Yeah, but
which makes it a bit difficult for like working. Well, we can't use any power tools.
Yeah, but we've adapted to it.
But we have adapted to it. We've managed to get a few projects out of the garage, and you know, it's a chill space. There's a couple of videos of the garage just kind of carrying a sofa that we just found on Facebook Marketplace in there, and a bunch of other rubbish.
Our video needs to be re-uploaded.
It does need to be uploaded because we have noticed that there's a problem, so we'll get that sorted pretty soon. What to expect in the future? I mean, we've got something coming out at the end of this month, isn't it?
Yes,
with
we
the Halloween stuff.
We have a Halloween special, but it will be uploaded the next day.
Yeah, it will be uploaded the next day.
I mean, the place that we're going to and the stuff we're doing is happening on the 31st. But I won't be able to get the video edited and out on that same day, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it will be out pretty soon, so make sure you stay looking forward to that. We're also planning on going to a bunch of different car meets, including this Halloween one that's coming up, and a few others that may come up on Car Huddle. Very good website to look for car meets and whatever. We went, in fact, through Car Huddle, we found the BMW and German night that we went to with Lewis that one time.
German cafe, Ace Cafe.
Yeah, the Ace Cafe in Harrow, where Lewis unfortunately could not go in because he drives an Audi and not a BMW.
That was your fault.
That was my fault, to be fair, because I didn't read the description. But whatever the case, we've still got a video out of it.
Well, Lewis, do you have any plans for the future? Do you have any projects that you want to do? Anything you want to work on?
We'll just fix my car, to be honest.
No, okay.
I need to. Honestly, I don't want to change the grille.
Oh yeah, because you've got a cracked grill on it.
I put the RS style grill.
Was the honeycomb one?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Do that and also fix the bumper scratch that we've been meaning to do for like almost 2 years.
Yeah, you bought some supplies.
Yeah, I bought spray paint and.
We have a whole touch-up kit. Honestly, yeah, we have a whole
but it's probably dried up by now. It's
paint. It's just paint. It should be fine as long as the rattle is still in there. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Spray really. Should be but that's why.
Yeah. Anyway, for concerning future projects, we have a new one coming out. I'm not going to give too much away.
There was a teaser on Instagram.
There was a little bit of a teaser on our Instagram at Sneaky Pikers Garage if you want to go check that out. But essentially we get a child's cart, strap an engine to it, and
I thought you didn't want to give anything away.
Well, that's the only thing I'm going to give away. I mean, you know, we just strap engines to the most random bits, whatever we find. So yeah, stay tuned for that. A bunch of other videos came out before, not really what to expect in the future, but I got my Z3 and there's 2 videos out on that. One with the underglow and another one where I compare it to my MGB. So if you haven't checked that out already, check it out. It's on the channel. In other news, big shout out to Englishman in Malta for helping us get over 100 subscribers. Because over the summer we were at 70, and I did a video on his channel in the Z3 where we just cruise about on the Maltese roads a bit, and it was pretty calm. He's a very chill guy, so go check him out. Tell him that we sent you or whatever. Show him some love. Though all 118 of you that are here, which are probably most likely from his channel, so yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them are, because we were like at 50 subs when he gave us a shout out.
Yeah, most of you are from his channel anyway, so Hi from Steve's channel. Anyway, on to the next on the agenda. Cars we drove. Mitch, you want to go first because you've had the most cars.
Yeah, I've had the most
out of all of us
cars,
anyway.
Unfortunately. So my first ever car was a Kia Picanto. It's a 2007 with a 1.1 litre, and it did, I think it was like 45 or 50 horsepower, something stupid. That car,
What a machine.
it was a machine. I remember it had no assistive electronics, no traction control, no stability control, nothing. It was just the car basically. And I remember doing burnouts in it. In the wet, I was just fucking plant my foot down to the ground and just let it go. And I was an experienced driver, so I wasn't able to control them too good, but I didn't crash because of that. But I did crash that car. I was going down a country road, and there was black ice on the road, and I took the turn too fast, and I spun out like 3 times before I crashed into the tree. I think I still have pictures of it somewhere. I could put up or something, I'm not too sure. But that car I didn't like at all. It was very tiny inside. When I was shifting, used to like press people's legs as I was shifted into first and second.
You have to be friendly with your passenger.
Yeah, you had to be very friendly with your passenger.
Fair enough.
But it got me about, I think the longest trip I did with that was from here to Southend, and it was the scariest shit ever because I was 17. And I was like, oh my god, guys, I don't want to go to the motorway. And then I went on the motorway anyway. And it was scary as fuck. And I remember...
Well, just rattling, just constant rattling.
Yeah, oh my god.
Whistling from the...
More than 50 miles per hour. It's like, whoosh, and the car's like, whoa, all over the fucking road. Nah, it was a nightmare. But after that, I got the Kalos because I crashed the Picanto. Within a month, I got the Kalos.
Cat's moving mad outside.
Cat outside.
He's just trying to climb the tree.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh. Hey, did it.
Jumped in the tree.
Yeah, anyway, you're saying.
Gotta call the fireman now. Cat can't come down. Yeah, anyway, I got the Kalos. So I had the Picanto for 11 months. And if I had it for like, almost a year. But if I had it for a week later, if I crashed it a week later, I would have kept my one year no claim bonus. Because
That'd been nice.
I would have just scrapped it and got a new car. But I crashed it just before, so I couldn't. But what happened after that, I was taking a bus to school, and then I down bought a Kalos, Chevrolet Kalos.
Oh, the Kalos.
It was like, I think out of all the cars that I've had, it was the best one that I've had just because it didn't give me any problems, and I just had so much fun in it.
It was a good drive, to be fair. It was quite a good drive. Well, yeah, because like
compared to the car that you had before that.
Yes.
To the car that you had that you were driving. Yes. Lewis, you drove the Kalos.
Yeah.
It was shocking, wasn't it?
Really soft, spongy brakes.
Okay.
And a really soft clutch.
I admit the brakes
There
weren't the best.
play. There was a lot of. The clutch would go down like halfway and nothing would happen, and then it would all happen at one point.
The clutch went out in it. The first year that I had it, the clutch went out, and I remember driving home and I would like put my foot down to accelerate. The car just went vroom, and nothing was happening, and I was like, oh shit, what's happening? So I'd have to like hold the accelerator to like 1,500 RPM to actually keep the car moving constantly. The clutch was just slipping, and it cost me 700 quid to get the clutch.
700 quid.
Yeah, but I think I also got a bit scammers because the people taking the piss in there. They definitely tried to squeeze as much money out of me as possible.
Most definitely, I'd say 700 quid for a clutch.
Yeah, and especially in a car like that. But you don't see many of them about, so I think that's why it probably was 700 quid, because it's kind of hard to find parts.
Oh, I've got many stories about that car as well.
We have a lot of
transported Stan. Somehow it managed to fit Stan in there.
We fit Stan in there.
Which is incredible.
We fit Gerald in there.
We did fit Gerald in there as well, yeah.
We fit a table and 4 chairs in the car.
Table and 4 chairs. that car, we have honestly no idea how it managed to fit those things in. It was so like space, like it was so well built in the interior. Well built. It was well thought out.
Bro, half of it was plastic.
Half of it was plastic. It was well thought out. Like the interior was pretty spacious, and we could fit a lot of stuff inside.
The interior was spacious, and you didn't have to be too friendly with the passenger.
No, not at all. I mean, it was pretty good. It was like a minivan, almost.
A
You put
minivan.
you put all the seats at the back down. It was essentially a minivan, like a minivan, like a very small. Parcel shelf was another thing.
That car, I didn't do too many drives in it, like night drives, because I wasn't like I didn't bother with it because it was like just a car to me. Like, I didn't have any attraction to it, and I didn't feel anything towards it. I just used it as transport.
Mode of transport.
And like I guess sometimes it'd go out and like have a little drive, so it's like pleasure in a way. Not that kind of pleasure.
No, I'm not thinking that. You know, pleasure. I mean, pleasure is a strong word.
Yeah.
When we used to take on the M25 and
Yeah.
then fifth gear went for you.
Yeah.
And
so
you came up with that.
fifth gear went, so it would keep sliding out of fifth gear, and I got a string and tied it around the gear knob, and I had like a little. So at the bottom of my steering wheel, there was two panels that were joining together, two plastic panels, and I made like a knot and then put the knot in between the plastic panels, so that it would hold it in fifth gear.
Just hold it.
It was a pretty funny solution.
It was funny until it used to slip out of the
And then it
two
used to
plastic
slip out,
panels,
yes.
and it became very scary. The engine would just.
Yeah, no, but it worked somehow for a bit. And then towards the end of that car, some guy backed into it during the night and had a massive dent into the side of it. And there's actually other stories of it, like the time where my lock fell into the car, and the many times where I had like a Bluetooth radio in it, and if you play that Bluetooth radio with the car off for more than 5 minutes, the car would die of battery.
It would literally.
So it was fireworks night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fireworks night, and it died on that. It was very cold.
Yeah.
The road was like icy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there's three of us pushing the
And
car
three of us
up a
pushing
hill.
the car up a hill. Uphill, yes, uphill. Yeah. I
Just so we
remember.
can bump start it.
It went then. I mean, it never failed to disappoint apart from those times. It was a workhorse car.
Yes.
Apart from fifth gear and constantly dying, it did what it needed to do. It took you from place to place.
Place, yes.
Which can't be said about your next car.
Oh no, my
DS3.
next car. So it was about a week overlap where I still had the Kalos and I still had the DS3. I mean, I bought the DS3 and I still had the Kalos for about a week. And I remember getting the DS3, never even touched the Kalos after that. Never, not at all. It was just a DS3 from there. And the DS3 was a good car at the beginning. For about 2 months, it was like a solid car. It was like twice the power that the Kalos had, so it was a massive improvement.
Had a turbo.
Had a turbo. But
It's a big
here
but.
we go.
It's a very big but.
So let's list the problems that it had. So the guy said that some service was done on it. Turns out that the spark plugs were probably haven't been changed for like 20,000 plus miles. I think I changed all of the coil packs because they're all going. The air filter, the inside was done, but then we put a performance one on it,
As you guys know,
which has 10k
with
views. Actually,
10k views. So yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah,
We're doing something right.
Well,
The car's not
right.
one thing, right? Anyway, yeah.
The car's gone now, so there won't be any more on it, unfortunately. But fortunately, to be honest. But that car had so many problems. I bought it for $5,000. Probably put another $3,000 into it worth of like servicing and parts and whatnot. And
Was it worth it?
No, it wasn't worth it. With that much money, I should have just bought like. I don't know. I could have bought something.
Could have bought a Golf, to be fair.
Yeah, a Golf GTI or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Which would have probably lasted until now, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But that car was in my life for about 5 months.
I don't think
February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months.
6 months.
It's my life for 6 months. It did get me places, and I loved driving it.
It got us places very fast.
Yes, very fast.
Very, very fast.
Obviously, very fast as in speed limit. Very.
Oh
fast.
yes. No, we never go over the speed limit.
No.
We're very cautious of that. Yes.
Of course, always doing 70 on a motorway, 30 in the residential areas.
Yeah, we're always putting on our indicators when we need to. You know, never cut people off.
Indicators are always on, definitely. But yeah, that car, it was good. I wish I could have remapped it and had more fun with it, but I just didn't.
Is what it is.
Then I traded that car in and got myself the Vauxhall Insignia, and this car is actually, I don't know, it's the first big car that I've owned, so it's a long car. So it's a bit weird driving it, but it scared me places, and it has a little problem, I guess.
Well, how's the transmission on that car, Mitch?
It is.
It is. It's there.
It's there
It's there.
for the time being.
How does it sound, Mitch?
That's how it sounds.
My God.
That transmission's going soon, I'm pretty sure.
I think reverse is the best feature of the car.
Like skips reverse gear.
Your car's got a smoker's voice. The transmission of your car's got like a smoker's kind of voice.
Definitely does. But that car's the first car I've ever taken into London.
We did last night.
We did last night. We did a couple nights ago as well.
And it took us there. It was good.
But right. So that's it about my cars. Lewis, do you want to start talking about your cars?
Alright, so I've had 3 cars and I started driving, so I passed my test in, I believe, February 2018.
Alright.
Just a few months after I turned 17, so I wanted to get out of the way. First car I had was my mum's car, which was a Renault Megane 2009. To be honest, it wasn't the best car. It was a bit rubbish. It was 1.6, 100 brake. It was pretty smooth though, pretty smooth rides.
Alright.
But gearbox was terrible. Like, you could upshift fine, but you couldn't downshift at all. It was weird. Like, once you got to third gear, if you tried to put it into second, going downwards, the gear stick just wouldn't go in. But anyway, I wrote that car off after about 2 months.
How'd that happen?
I just came out of a junction, not looking, and I just hit into someone.
Didn't you say your handbrake froze on that one?
Yeah, also in the winter, the handbrake would freeze on. So I remember I put the handbrake down, I pushed it down, and it was down, but the car wouldn't move.
Alright.
And I remember one time I took it to the shop, and I went in the shop, and when I came back out, the handbrake wouldn't go back down, so I had to drive home with like the handbrake like half stuck
engaged?
on.
Just like
yeah,
engaged?
it was like the handbrake was like half on. The wheels could turn because it wasn't like all the way up. It wasn't froze completely, but it was like halfway, and you could smell like
handbrake.
You could smell the brake burning. But yeah, I wrote that car off. That was that. It was a nice car though, on the inside and the outside. It was a decent first car. The car I got after that was a 2007 Seat Ibiza. It was like, I don't know, it was like the Sport Special Edition or some crap like that. It had like the nicer wheels. It's basically like the FR, but not.
The one down.
It was like the special,
FR.
it was just like the Sport Edition.
Yeah, so
like,
FR, like FR line basically.
Yeah, something like that. It was not. It looked quite nice. It was like a sky blue colour. Had like these nice like red accents. It had like these nice like sort of like almost like bucket seats. They were like red cross stitching on the seats and like red stitching on the steering wheels, and had like little red accents on the alloys and stuff. But it did look quite nice.
That's pretty cool.
And but eventually that car broke down because I can't remember. I think it was the lower control arm.
Yeah.
On one side, it's completely like. No, it wasn't the lower control arm. It was the actual like subframe. It's completely snapped in half.
Oh god.
And then on the left side, it was almost about to snap. And obviously, whoever owned it before it was just.
So it was a write-off?
It must have been parked in a puddle, yeah, because it was going to cost me like 500 quid to fix. Yeah. But the car was only worth about £1,000. So I had it for about a year. I bought the car for like just over £1,000. And then I didn't see the point. It was like 90,000 miles, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just ditch it.
Fair enough.
And then I got the car I've got now, which I've had for about probably 2.5 years.
Which is?
Audi A4 2010 S-Line. I got it remapped. That's like one of the first things I did with it. Well, a few months after I got it anyway, it's one of the first things I did with it. Made a huge improvement because originally it's only like 120 brake, but now it's like 210 brake because of the way it's downclocked at the factory. For some reason. But it's the same engine as the 160 brake, but the 120 brake's just like a downclocked version, so that's why it remaps.
So all the engine components are stock, basically, not
it's all
upgraded.
It's all stock, everything's stock. But I have been thinking about doing stage 2, but it is a lot of effort, and I don't really have the money to buy a sports cat
You need a
exhaust and
clutch.
stuff. The clutch in the intercooler in the intake isn't actually that bad, but
Right.
a decent sport bag exhaust system's about $1,000
Mhm.
just for the exhaust. Like I don't have that money to just drop when I fucking. But I could, I could straight pipe, just decat it. But
Yeah.
that's also a lot of effort because then I have to put it back on.
A lot of
for
effort.
MOT, and the MOT's recently failed as well. The ball joint, but that's fine.
Ball joint and
I'll
there's the
get
CV
fixed.
boot in it.
Yeah, that's just an advisory. But
fair
other than that,
enough.
it's fine. Oh, and I need to replace the tyres, the front tyres.
Front tires.
Yeah, just
What are you running at the front? What brand?
it's Goodyear Eagle F1.
Okay.
They're quite good tyres
I
actually.
remember
this is
you
a good
talked
year.
about them once in a group chat, and there's a lot of people that do actually have them on.
Yeah, a
cars
lot of
like
people.
that.
A lot of people on the 18-inch VAG wheels. A lot of Golf owners and A3 and A4 owners use them. They're quite good wheels for 18-inch rims for that sort of horsepower range and that sort of
Yeah.
size of wheels. Quite good actually.
Oh, that's fair enough.
But yeah, I don't think I've got much more to say then, other than someone reversed into my car
Out of those
a few
cars,
months ago and I still haven't fixed
yeah.
it.
And out of those cars, I guess you prefer the
Well, my
A4.
A4 is my favourite, but I do miss the Ibiza because although the Megane was technically my first car,
Yeah.
most of my first driving memories
Yeah, of course.
I
of
made
course,
in
yeah.
the Ibiza, But I do have one story I remember with the Megane is probably about 2 days after. 2 days after I got it. This happened in Mexico for legal reasons. Me and my friend, we just passed our test,
Right.
and we took he just passed his test recently, and we took the cars out and we had a bit of a race, and I managed to get it up to like 110.
Oh, right.
Bearing in mind I'd only had a driving license for about 3 days.
Well, in the Megane, you got up to 110.
Yeah, that was before I got my black box, but this happened in another country.
In
This didn't happen
Mexico?
in the
Yes,
UK.
yes, okay.
This didn't happen here.
No,
It
course.
happened on the
Very legitimate.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, but that's pretty much it. So Jeremy,
Fair enough.
talk about yours.
Yeah, it wasn't technically a car that I bought. It was kind of given to me. I just passed my license back in, last summer anyway, 2020. And it was a car just that my uncle had just lying about. But it was my aunt's car, so it was his wife's car before. It's a Peugeot 206. And when I first saw the car, it was stowed away in the back of a multi-story garage at his work. The car itself was black paint, but it was white with the amount of like dirt and like concrete powder all over it, whatever. It was in a state. The hubcaps were taken off, some of it was cracked, whatever. But it was a first car. Being me, I wanted the 206. Being not the greatest or best car in the world. I wouldn't even call it a luxury car, but I wanted it to be.
Luxury.
No, it's not
I mean,
luxury.
it's not
car.
even luxury, would you? I wouldn't.
It's a French hatchback, alright. It's a French hatchback, but it was it was the first car that I could drive after passing my license, And I wanted it to be, I didn't want to be seen in this car being all dusty, whatever. So I gave it a wash, gave it a polish, bought some knock-on hubcaps for it.
Steel wheels.
Yes.
Steel
Yes.
wheelies.
And I think it was on a Stepney when I first drove it out. I'm not sure, but I think it was on the Stepney, so I had to get that changed and whatever. The wheel was at the back, so I got it washed and everything. I put DIY racing stripes on it with some electrical tape, which I still have some pictures of as well. But I made it into a Peugeot 206 Racer. And I got a sports quote unquote sports racing cover for the steering wheel because the steering wheel was decaying and everything.
Decaying.
Yeah, it was expiring.
The rats were
Yeah.
eating
The
away at
rats.
the wheel.
But I got it quite nice, and it drove okay. It was quite a nippy car. One thing about this car was quite particular. It also ran on. It was fitted with an LPG tank as well at one point, and the LPG tank. I have a story. So the LPG tank was empty in this car, and I had no idea it had an LPG until I saw like the socket where you can fill it in. And I was just cruising down in Malta. Most people would know this if you're watching from Malta, the coast road. Just as you leave St. Andrews, I by mistake hit the button that changes the mode from petrol to LPG, and I had no idea. I just heard a beep, and I had no idea what the beep was. And so the car just started like stuttering and like started to slow down and speed up and slow. I was like, what the hell is going on? And it just clocked that I hit this button, and I looked at this button and I'd seen it before, and I was like, wait, this car runs on LPG. So I tapped it again and switched back to petrol, and it was all fine. But it surprised me. I didn't know that a car like that, that had LPG in it. No one told me. I wasn't prepared for it. But anyway, next car. I wouldn't consider it my car, more of my dad's car, but I did drive it quite a bit in Christmas of 2020, quite a bit, and a few other times just using it just to zip about a bit, enjoy myself in. It's a 1977 MGB. It's
We did a video review of it.
We did a video on it recently compared to my other car, which is a Z3, which I'll talk about in a bit. But no, essentially it's an MGB from 1977 with the rubber bumper. They say it's a 1.8. They call it a 1.8, but it's a 1798 cc, which is
there is a 1.8.
My car is 1798 cc as well. It's
yeah,
never
yeah.
exact.
But they always run up. Oh, it's a 1798 cc. Anyway, that's what it says in the.
You're so random.
In the, it is quite random.
No, you are.
Yeah. But it's a good car.
So
I mean,
you're telling me it shouldn't be called a 1.8?
No, it should not be called a 1.8.
It should be called a 1.798.
No, not a 1.798. It's just 1798.
1.798.
No, not a 1.7. It should be just called 1798 cc.
No, it should be called.
No, but
All right, whatever. We'll going around in circles. We never agree. But
1.798.
Okay, 1.798. Happy?
Okay,
I'm happy.
Jeremy,
Happy.
let's
All right.
go,
Anyway,
come on.
so this car is for modern drivers quite ancient. You've got a very heavy clutch, no power steering, no assisted braking. The gears are super heavy.
It attracts a lot of old men, doesn't it?
It does attract a lot of old men. Yes, I must agree. There's I'm part of
The real question is, are you attracted to these old men?
Shut up. It's a fun car. It's a fun car, and for a classic car, it does drive quite modern. If that makes any sense. If you drive a classic car, you know what it's like. Some cars have double clutching. Double clutching. It's quite heavy, but at the end of the day, once it gets up to speed, like I said in the video, it's quite a fun car, and it's got that little overdrive switch on the gear lever, which always puts a smile on my face anyway, because it's like a gadget that back then was really futuristic, but nowadays I don't know. It's just a fifth gear essentially. It drops the rev down in the engine, so you can just cruise a bit more comfortable on the motorways. But
so it's a fifth gear.
it's a fifth gear, but we call it overdrive because it's more exciting.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway, finally my most recent car, a car which I can call my own because I'm insured and registered and whatever on it. It's a 2000 BMW Z3, and it's the facelifted model with the 1.9 engine, which is
You mean the 18?
No, I don't mean the 1890. I think it is actually 1.9.
No, it's 1898 cc.
Okay.
The 1.89.
Well, Mitch seems to be an expert on this, so I'm going to take his word. It's an 1898.
Yeah, the 1.98.
Fine.
1.898.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, it's a BMW Z3. It's got 140 brake stock, and I've been using it basically all summer to run errands and whatever. It's a very small car. It's not the most practical car in the world, but it is pretty fun, for what it is. And as a first car, I think it's.
You mean second car?
Okay, second car, but
mean
like
first car?
as my yes, but as a first car that you can be insured and registered on and stuff like that.
So you're saying you weren't insured and registered in the previous car?
No, I was, but it's it wasn't mine. I couldn't.
Is this self-incrimination?
I wouldn't consider the 206 to be mine. I wouldn't consider the MGB to be mine because that's my dad's, and the 206 was given.
I guess in Malta you don't.
The Z3 was bought.
Yeah, you bought the Z.
Yeah, I bought the Z3.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Anyway. Okay.
Continue.
But yeah, it was a good car. Running a lot of errands, going to the supermarket, dropping my brother off at football in the summer. And there's a video with Englishman and Malta. Again, thank you for that. So go check out his video on it as well, I guess. But yeah, out of these cars, I wouldn't say they've ever given me problems. I mean, the 206 after I stopped using it, so after I came back to England from Malta in Christmas, there was a problem with the timing chain. And I think a misfire of some sort. The MG,
Very common on French cars.
Yes, we must say, all of us being French car owners have our fair share of problems. MG, I mean, it's a classic car. It will always give you something, your carburetor setting and stuff like that. But apart from that, never given us serious problems. Apart from what's called a ballast resistor, which if you don't have that in your car, just makes your ignition coil super hot and then misfire, and then your car just dies for a bit until you let it cool down. So if you have an MGB from 76 upwards, make sure you've got that bloody ballast resistor in your car, because it will give you a heap of problems. But the Z3, I mean, I've only, in the 2 months I've owned it, hasn't given me any problems, but 2 months isn't long enough to fully give a comprehensive review on that. But no, I think it's a good car. I think it's really cool. I like the styling. I never used to like it, but I think it's aged well.
Grows on you.
It kind of grows on you. He thinks it as a bit of an underbite.
It kind of grows on you.
It does kind of grow on you. Like
I like the back, not so much the front.
Not so much the front. I would agree. There's different.
It's a BMW at the end of the day, so.
Oh yeah, but from an Audi driver, you can't really take your.
You guys
feedback.
drive French cars.
But yeah, anyway, those are our cars anyway. Moving on to the videos, we've uploaded quite a few videos, but one that stands out mostly. So the stand videos reached over 1K. As you know, the DS3 video is over 10, which I don't know how on earth that happened.
It's because it's Forge Motorsport, and people do look for, because Forge doesn't really put a proper instruction set. You kind of have to Google it to see how other people have done it, because that's how I looked at it before I did it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like showing how to do it properly, so
Yeah.
I kind of just decided to do it.
And I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, we know very little about cars and whatever, like maintenance and stuff like that. Most of the stuff you can find is on YouTube itself. Like, we're just here to show you what we know, which is very little.
Yeah.
But like, like stuff like we had a comment on the DS3 video not too long ago, remember?
Yeah, people were raging how
We're
we're not proper mechanics.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing.
But like,
yeah. We're doing this to learn. We're doing this to get experience and whatnot.
Yeah. That's our
But
housemates outside being extra loud.
Our housemates, not
Your housemates being extra loud.
I don't know if we picked it up. Anyway, we'll cut this out.
Anyway.
So
Underglow.
Yeah. Okay, but before that, I'd say plans for the bikes. I'm trying to get Stan as nice as possible, and I think even Lewis is going to start work on his bike pretty soon as
I haven't
well.
ridden it in months.
Because we haven't ridden them in
I need to get a
in
bike
months.
myself.
And as you know, Mitch took apart his old bike, and we kind of need to build another one, I guess, because we just have to. And eventually we'll hopefully take these to different shows and whatever once we get them proper nice. And we've got this go-kart thing as well, which with a twist, a go-kart with a twist.
With a twist.
That we could describe it like that for now. But you'll see more of that in a bit. But yeah.
So we're coming up to the end of the session.
Yeah.
We tried to shoot for about half an hour. It might be a bit over, but
might be a bit over.
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So is there anything you guys want to add to the end?
Anything you want to say, Lewis?
No, I think.
No.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, and whatever, the usual. Check out our socials.
Yeah.
We've got Instagram.
Thank you for listening in.
Yeah.
Definitely check out our socials. You got an Instagram and obviously the
TikTok.
YouTube channel.
Don't forget about
TikTok. Yeah.
TikTok.
We haven't got anything on there yet, but
We had something.
we had something, but I made a
It's
mistake.
gone.
I made a vital mistake that don't leave your car idling for 30 minutes when changing the oil. I meant to say leave it to sit, not idle. That was a bit of a stupid and yeah, don't idle your car whilst your garage is locked either. While you sit in your, that's not a very good idea, because no. But yeah, anyway guys, this is our first that brings us to the very end of our first podcast. Thank you very much for listening in. Just leave us some feedback, I guess.
Comments, yes, definitely. Anything we can improve on.
Constructive
Maybe,
feedback.
Mic quality or anything like that.
Stuff like that.
I mean, we got a little setup going on here. I'm not too sure if it's the optimal setup, but we'll figure it out as we go along. And if this actually goes along, then we can do more of this if people want us to.
Yeah. And leave your stuff down below as well. Leave
show us your cars.
Show us your cars.
Builds, bikes, anything.
Anything
we'll
you
have
want.
a look. We'll say it. We'll rate it. We'll do anything.
Be featured in the next podcast, I guess.
Could be, yeah.
If this happens again, if this is successful, But yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. This has been Sneaky Pikers Garage, official first podcast, gang hyper beast. And
No, re-record that bit.
yeah.
Please.
All right. I don't know what to say.
Please re-record
You
that.
say.
and,
You say. You do the outro.
Alright. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. And, well. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening in.
Yeah, I guess.
And, hope to see more of this in the future if you guys enjoy it. And definitely, like we said, follow our socials and whatnot. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to add on?
Thank you very much for watching, supporting our channel. We're very small right now, but you guys keep us going. You know, we're getting views, we're getting good comments and whatever. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
See yous.
See you guys. Oh my god! FIFA!
Just go. Why don't you guys go into one of your rooms?
Because
we've already hit
continuity.
We've just started this now.
I
No,
need to
I
make
meant-
some tea, guys. I've had a long day.
Oh, fuck's sake!
I meant, like, at the beginning.
Oh!